Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of March 15th through the 21st, and during that time we have a waning crescent moon, and that's a time of stability and calm, a good time for us to think about the things that we've been working on and what we want to change with the new moon that comes up, a good time for self-reflection. So we then have that new moon, of course, on the 19th, and that's a time for new beginnings, fresh starts, a good time to start new things. This would be both inner and outer things that we've been wanting to work on. We then have the waxing crescent energy, and that is a time of heightened senses and a good time to just really start to work on those things. So, whatever those things that you might be working on, I think of it like a little mini, how we make New Year's resolutions. I think of that kind of the same way during each new moon cycle, that we get a chance to, like, oh, I'm going to start doing this thing. I'm going to do this thing better this cycle. So, see what those things might be, and then let's buckle down and get to work on those in this week. So, this will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Taurus. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is your hard work is paying off. All right, let's see what the Taurus Collective has going on this week. As I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder is that you pay attention to the synchronicities this week. That might be animals that you're encountering, maybe repeating number patterns. It could be a conversation or a song that you overhear that has something to do with a situation of yours, but just pay attention to those synchronicities a little bit more this week and let that language just become apparent to you. It's so, so useful. And, we all just need a reminder every once in a while to pay attention to those little synchronicities in life that are going on around us. So, all right, let's get into this reading. Taurus, March 15th through the 21st. Your hard work is paying off, and your present energy right now is the Five of Cups. So, something that you're maybe not too thrilled about. I mean, this can be sadness, grief. This can be something that something that's kind of going on around you. But I mean, your hard work's paying off, but there might be some element of something that you're just kind of sad about. Maybe there's some change or something that's going on that you're just kind of sad to see change, but with change comes things that evolve into something different. So, remember, even though you're sad, you've got some cups of support here behind you. So whatever it is, let's try to, at least work through it. Go ahead and feel it, but work through it this week. Your current situation this week is the Queen of Pentacles. So as you're feeling the sadness, you're also kind of really on top of and understanding just the material world and how things work. And it could be that something has happened that you're just kind of seeing a little, sometimes those layers of reality get stripped away a little more, and you learn through it. Like, oh, I didn't know the world worked that way, and now I do. So it's helping my understanding of the material world, or a different part of the world, right? So, being in this position of the Queen of Pentacles is about understanding, of course, the material world. This could be money. This could be things like investments. This could be, where you're putting your money, just kind of how things work, and just material things as well. But not only for yourself, but also for the people around you. You're kind of noticing and having a really good understanding for people around you. So you're just able to be empathetic when it comes to those sorts of things this week. At the root of your situation here is you're looking back maybe over this last cycle of where you've been. This is kind of our wounded warrior card. Where have you been? And that always informs where you're headed. If you're looking back and learning, and you're kind of just doing that evaluation, it could be that maybe you've just wrapped up a project and you're looking back. Okay, well, here's what was working, here's what wasn't working, and you can take those things into the future and make little changes and adjustments there. So that's at the root of what you're doing this week, is kind of maybe looking back over something so that you can make adjustments. In your recent past is the Wheel of Fortune. So something could have just recently, again, changed. The Wheel of Fortune is about things that just evolve and change over time. This could be some new opportunity that came up for you, but this is about, again, things evolving. So things that we're doing in our past that make make a new decision, just make a new thing happen for you. So it could be something new that you're working on this week, and that's why your hard work is paying off. Maybe you were given some sort of promotion at work, or some sort of responsibility, or something that's like, you've proven yourself in the past here that you can handle something, and you're being given the opportunity to get in there and give it a shot, right? What's on your mind this week is the 3 of Wands. So what's on your mind is definitely thinking about new ventures. This could be some, even a vacation upcoming that's on your mind. Maybe it has you a little bit distracted. They tend to do that, but it's also just one of those times where you get to look forward to something. A lot of times life just becomes, you get up, go to work, do the same thing over and over. And it's nice to have those little things, and like a vacation to look forward to and think, oh, there's 3 more weeks till vacation. And then you start doing those little preparations and things to get ready. And it's just kind of an exciting thing to look forward to. So I'm kind of feeling that excitement for you, that you're thinking about maybe some sort of trip upcoming for you, or some sort of even a new venture. But I'm definitely getting that kind of vacation tingle a little bit for you there, which is really exciting. All right, what is just ahead of you this week is the Empress card. So look at you and your creativity. This is you kind of just being in your moment this week, being in your element. This is about long term creativity, long term projects, things that many times this can be our card of pregnancy. And of course, that is definitely a long term project. It's not only 9 months where you're incubating a baby, but then you give birth and you're raising a child. And this goes on really way into the future. So, that's our Empress card. But when it represents, if it's not pregnancy for you, it's about creative projects that are definitely long term, and where you're thinking, even your career, if you're thinking about something, steps that you need to be making, that steps that you're taking now that will be for the long-term good. So there's definitely something about that in your future, and it could be decisions that you're making this week that do affect, again, your life long term, that you're thinking, okay, if I and I would say there's 2 career paths. You can go this way or that way. And you're kind of looking at that in that long-term way, right? I hope that made sense. And your advice position this week, Taurus, is to go ahead and enjoy that little sense of satisfaction that you're getting. So, yeah, if your hard work is paying off, and this could be like a little attaboy from someone around you, someone at work, where you're just like, okay, that feels really good. Sometimes it feels good to get that little pat on the back, and go ahead and feel that and enjoy that. Of course, be gracious and thank that person in the right way. But it looks like if your hard work is paying off, there's a little bit of recognition that's coming with that as well. All right, what is beyond your control this week is the Emperor card. So, beyond your control is to show the qualities of being a leader, of knowing what you're talking about, of, the leader is the builder. The leader is someone who gets things done. And that's just beyond your control, and is to really, and I think that is the card of Taurus. Is that right? I'm still working on the astrology of tarot. It's a whole science unto itself, but I do think that's the card of Taurus. And of course, that's just something you're really good at, is being in charge, and knowing what needs to be done, and being very kind and nice about delegating certain things. What is your secret desire, and what are you trying to avoid? Is the Moon card. So when I'm talking about synchronicities, make sure, hopefully it's your secret desire to be on the lookout for those things, for those little synchronistic things that happen in the universe. I hope it's not something that you're trying to avoid, but it could be. And this could be dreams that you're having, or those synchronistic moments with just nature or people, or just the things that just make you go, right? And they're almost like, sometimes they could be like little glitches in the matrix, and you're looking around like, did someone else see that? So are you trying to avoid those, or are you working on trying to trust your own intuition and trust your ability to see those synchronicities and to read what those might mean for you? So that'll be a big question for you this week. In your outcome position is the Fool card. So here you are on a new journey. Your hard work is paying off. Is this some sort of promotion or long term thing? It very well could be. I mean, I feel like, you've looked back, you've had some sort of wheel of fortune. The money looks like it's coming in. You're thinking about long term projects. You've got a vacation. I think really your overall message card really reads into this reading so well. So You're working hard at something, and all of a sudden you're off onto a new journey, and that's pretty exciting. All right, what's hidden for me at the bottom of the deck is rest and meditation. What do they say? No rest for the wicked, no rest for the people that are hard at work either. So maybe this is reserved for some of that vacation time for you, Taurus, but no real time for you to rest and meditate. It looks like you're on the move doing things. It's kind of a busy week for you, and not busy crazy, but busy steady, so that it's not really, it's just resting is really not in the cards literally for you this week. All right, let's see a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. A final message for Taurus as their hard work is paying off. Be patient. That's funny. You saw me shuffle, but that card just came up uh, in the Aries reading for their final message too. So it must be something this week where maybe we all need to be a little bit patient. We'll see how many time that card comes out for this series of readings. That always cracks me up when a card starts making a repeat, especially one that I don't see that card that often. So try to be patient this week. Be patient and let your hard work pay off, and just let things happen as they are. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care for the week. Since there's no rest and meditation, the card that you get is possibility. Focus your attention on what could go right. When you learn to imagine the best case scenario, you get to enjoy the experience twice. So that's just saying, let's be positive this week. Think about the positive possibilities of the things that could happen. And yeah, if you do that, that's like the manifesting thing. So you have to really feel the emotion and feel the thing that you're wanting, and then you have to really get into that feeling so that you can feel it again when that happens. That's just, that is what possibility and manifesting is. So, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad your hard work is paying off. I wish you luck on this new journey this week and thinking about these long-term things that are coming up for you. I just think it's a really positive reading for you this week, and I love that. I love when readings are positive. So, thank you so much for being here. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you have been working hard at and is it paying off for you. And also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe will really help me. And I appreciate that so much. So thanks so much, Taurus. Good luck with all of this, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.